Today we're going to talk about those important exercises you can do before you get out of bed. So we can get flexibility and mobility and strength movements already when we're lying down. So you can see I'll put a nice quilt down today and a cushion so I can feel that same soft feeling rather than a hard mat underneath me. So getting down to the floor or to your, in this case, bed. So we start first, you're lying down, you're woken up, and we start moving, maybe with some stretches around your shoulders and legs. So I'm starting with my arms lifting up and just moving them behind. And obviously thinking about how high a cushion is. If you've got a really high cushion, maybe take it away and have a smaller one for this. So we move back, letting the arms move around, T position. And then open, and then some circles. So just think, okay, shoulders, how are they doing today? And then go straight for the leg muscles. So I've just got my feet in a nice position away from the bum, and I'm going to start to push up. So I'm lifting my hip off the bed, and I start to squeeze maybe into the hip. So depending on, you can do the exercise at different paces, of course, because when we lie in bed is soft. But we can still think about which muscles are working. So if your buttock muscles need a bit of waking up, you can squeeze your bum, turn your pelvis towards you, and then roll up. And then see if we can open the front of the hip. You can see why a big high cushion is probably not the best thing to do. So a smaller cushion is great. And then we roll the chest down, the mid back, the lower back, and the hips down. So I'm turning the pelvis slightly towards me, getting the tailbone off the bed, and then lifting up, opening the front of the hip. Think about the ribs lengthening out, and then we soften through the chest, and then roll back down into the bed. Let's do one more like that. So really waking up the muscles in the back of the leg. And if your feet are slipping here, because it might be in the bed, it's not as solid a position to be in, you might want to do just a squeeze and a small lift. Right? If you feel those feet are gliding away too quickly from you, if you feel like, yep, I can feel my feet supporting, you come up to that high position, we stay, and then we roll back down towards the bed. One more time. Turn the pelvis, lift up, roll up with the hip, and then roll back down in towards the mat. Oh, mat, in this case, the bed. So upper body. So I'm going to take my hands behind the head. I'm just going to lift up and start waking up my stomach muscles as well, lifting and looking towards the knees. And I'm going to lift one foot. So if it doesn't slip there, the foot, lift up and then start turning. And see if we can get some movement here too. Obviously the pace, you can change the pace to what works for you. So I got my core working and I'm keeping it connected as I turn. Good, one more time. Good, and then change side. So it could just be the upper body or just the lower body or both of them together. And the bed is going to push your bum down a little bit more because it's softer. Let's do two more here. Good, one more time. And then some nice rotation. So arms down by your side and then start to move. And depending on how much squeeze of core muscles we need here, you turn on a little bit. So the back is supported if you need to. If it just feels nice to just let those knees and hips roll fully, then let them go. The arms can go out to the side. We can add some shoulders into this too. So I'm pushing my fingertips away and starting to turn the eyes. Look towards the side that you're going. Breath in, breathe out, looking over and across. Good. And if you have your space, maybe take the arms a bit higher. If that feels good around your front of the chest and into your back. One more time. And then I'm going to lift up and then come up to actually seated. So I'm going to give myself a bit of space. If that's the edge of the bed, I'm going to give myself a bit of space. Turn over, push up, lift, and then come to seat and see how I feel. Okay, yeah, that feels okay. Good. And just stretch out here and then go back again and do the same on the other side. So roll to the other side, give yourself space. And then we roll, top hand pushing, bottom elbow pressing, lift up, and then come up to your mermaid or side bend position. Again, you can do these, or if you prefer not to come up straight away, you can stay down for some of the rotations and continue. Right, and then we go back down again. So down, and then we got some movements in towards the chest. So I'm going to lift my knees up and then bring the knees in towards the chest. And you've got a soft bed there, so you might as well use it to rotate knees and ease in towards your shoulders. So for some, this will be enough to support the movement. So I'm rotating towards the other side now. If you feel like, yeah, I want to do a bit of work out here, I'm still in bed, I'm going to work out. I'm going to lift my legs up, stomach muscles in, press the arms into the bed, and then lift the knees over and across, lift them up in towards the shoulders, a bit of core, stomach muscles, and hips. Breathe out. Pull the legs in towards the center. So you can see this is more weight because I'm not holding my knees now. So just over and across, if that feels nice. A couple more. See what the shoulders and chest are doing. A bit higher with the cushion. It's going to help you kind of come into a C curve of the spine. Good. And then we're hopefully ready to turn and change. So we turn the knees, push the hand, push the elbow, lift up. And then you're back to your seated position in your bed. And you come to 4-point rolling cat. Love the rolling cat here. We wake everything up in the spine. So start with the hinge and see if your wrists are happy to be on a soft surface and flexing more because the fingers and palms are pressing differently. So we start with that, just see where we are. And then we push back towards the heels, drop the elbows, push forward towards the cushion. And then find your cat position of the spine. Push your tailbone down, flatten the chest and the elbows, push forward, lift up, and then find your cat curl. Stomach muscles in, ribcage softens, head goes down slightly, and then we just keep moving. Breathe in, breathe out. If you feel like you want to add some glute squeeze, there's a bit of squeeze to the buttocks as we go down towards the heels. Let's do one more, hopefully opening up everything in the spine. Now, rotation. We can do a threaded needle here. So I'm just going to let the body fold. And if you feel like, okay, you don't have space, you're hitting somebody, line next to you, lift up, and then reach up or sideways. There's a few here. And lift. One more time. And lift. And then we change side. So again, stomach muscle on just enough. Palm facing up. Glide with the opposite elbow bending. And just have a sense of what your head is doing and neck. Softly rotate. And lift. It doesn't have to be this pace. You can go slower. You can stay down. Soften the head towards the bed. And then we are going for arms. So arms and shoulders to wake them up. Staying in 4-point. You do drinking from water, which is a hinge from your hip with the elbow softening underneath you. And lift back up again. Okay, so don't forget those stomach muscles. They're on. Tailbone just soften there. And the hips nicely flexed. And then we bend. And lift. If you feel like I can do more, okay, then you push your knees away. Don't slide too far. Hands forward. And now we need to scoop the stomach muscles up. Bit of squeeze to sit bones. And then arms and shoulders are suddenly in a position where they have to take more weight. Good. So we breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe out. You decide how low you're going to go. And if you have the strength to push up, let's do 2 more. Breathe out. Scoop those stomach muscles in. And lift and then lengthen away. So we sit back into the bed. Leave the arms on the cushion. And then just let the chest come down. That is our warming up and waking up in bed routine. And you can do some or all of them. So we slide the hands in, we push away, ready to sit down and have some breakfast.